Hello everyone, my name is Thiago and today we're gonna talk about how to create successful workshops. It has mainly three phases: when you're preparing it, when you're running it, and after you ran it. I love workshops because you can do pretty much anything with it. If you need to decide something in a group, you can use a workshop. If you need to create something with a group, you can use a workshop. Talking about the preparation, I have a framework which is simply a phrase, and basically this phrase has a few blank spots where I add the customized information for each workshop. I expect to placeholder with placeholder attendees with a placeholder workshop. Now you know what you're expecting to do with people, how many people you will have, how many time you have, and if you're doing it remotely or physically, right? So once you have the phrase set up, we're going to break this phrase into some steps, okay? We're going to take your first and second placeholders and we're going to put them in an imaginary whiteboard. Let's add a second canvas here, and in this canvas we have some modules that are ready for you to use. Something like dot voting for decisions, common understanding for people to debate. We have this ideation for people to create something. We have the next steps. We have a warm-up / ice breaking. We have a feedback module. We have a debriefing/pitch, and we have the break for coffee, water, or telephone calls, or whatever. So we have this 8 modules. For each module, if we zoom in into one module, and this will be the same for all the other ones, we'll have the introduction, the time box, the call to action, what they have to do, and if they're doing this by themselves or as a group. Now we can create this kind of flow that people will follow. Each time you drag a module for the canvas, you have to fill out these 4 items inside each one. What is the thing that they are discussing, for example, or ideating or deciding? What's the time they have to do that? What is the shape of their deliverable? Is it a drawing? Is it a text? Is it a flow? And last but not least, if they have to do it by themselves or as a group. Play along as you want, and the only thing you want to leave it open for the moment is the time box. So as an example, what I like to do: 1, ice breaking. People get to know each other. Second, they understand why they are in the room. And I like to finish with the next steps. And before the next steps, I usually have this whole group decision. And decision, I would really recommend to use dot voting, and you have no debates. It worked like magic. But also, people want to talk. So make sure you have at least 1 or 2 common understandings and pitch so they can share what they're doing. And don't forget to add some breaks. The only thing that you're going to have to think of is how are you going to slice the purpose of your workshop into some smart modules so you have the result that you want by the end. Then you're going to take the number of people that you have, and you're going to decide if they will be working in pairs, if they will be working by themselves. If you have just 2 or 3 people, for example, they should be working by themselves. But if you have more than 4 people, groups of X. You can add this just below on your canvas. Remember the time box that we left open? Now you have a vision of the whole, and you can start to think of, okay, I'm going to spend 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there to solve that specific part. Usually, decision-making, pitch, common understanding, try to have less time than you have to create, design, come up with phrases. Creation always takes a little bit more time than to decide. Last but not least, we have the location part, right? So if you're doing this remotely or by internet, you should have at least 2 links. 1 link for the conference and a second link for the board that they will be sharing their thoughts at the same time. I strongly recommend Miro. It has awesome features like dot voting and also the timer integrated. And there's one thing that is really interesting: use the icebreaker to come up with activities that people can already test the features that they will have to use inside Miro or inside Zoom. This way, when you're running the actual workshop, you don't have to waste time explaining on how to use given feature of Google Meet, of Zoom, or of Miro, or whatever. So that's a pro tip, really interesting. Make sure to have the same number of available rooms in Zoom or Google Meet for the number of groups that you have. And also make sure that everybody has access to that prior to the workshop, okay? And if you're doing this in person, make sure you have the space. And for the space, I have just one tip. If you have, for example, 10 people joining, take a room that fits 15 people. In this way you have enough room so you can create some walls so the sound of one team won't disturb the other team, okay? And of course, the most important, if you're doing in-person workshops, all the resources: sticky notes, pens, whiteboards, you should figure this out and how many you're gonna need. I have 2 final tips for your preparation. The first one, for each one of the modules that you're gonna use, there are already some existing activities online. So I'm gonna have a list here down below with some ideation activities, the decision activities, prioritization activities, for example, so it is easier for you. And the second tip would be test with friends, with your family, or whatever. You don't have to do a two-day workshop as a test. You can rush things up. And for the second part, to run the video, I have a second video. It should be down here. If it's not here already for you to click, it will be in 2 days, because if you're watching the video when I released it, I didn't release the second yet, so 2 days from now it will be live. Yeah, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell icon just beside it, so you get notified when my videos comes out.